I'm going to be honest, this feels frankly ridiculous. Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome back to STGHQ and my cars. Mine. They're all mine. Getting a little bit carried away. I actually started the year with 4 cars in my garage, and at the time I said it's ridiculous. No one needs 4 cars. I've got to get rid of some. I'm embarrassed to have so many cars. But despite everything that's happened this year, it looks like I'm going to be ending 2020 with 4 cars still in my garage. 3 of them completely different to the ones I started the year with. So yes, I feel like I owe you a bit of a garage update to firstly explain myself and secondly explain my plans with these cars, because obviously I've kind of talked through what I'm going to be doing with these 2, but I still have the 360. Yes, it's here, its first appearance in STGHQ and also on the channel for a while. I've actually been using this car a lot off camera, more on that soon. And I did have big plans for it in 2020, which I'm now hoping to shift into 2021. I do also have my X3. It's just, well, it can't fit in here when I've got these 3 in. It's small but big, the X3. More on that again to come soon. But also, I want to update you on this place, because hopefully you've noticed there have been some small improvements to this area of STGHQ, but I can finally let you in on a little secret, because this is not the only area of the HQ. Yes, big reveal coming shortly, but firstly, let's focus on the cars. Well, no better place to start than with my beloved 360. And despite all the hype around lots of other cars this year, this thing still just burns a hole through my heart every time I see it or even think of it. I just adore the thing, and yes, it's going nowhere. Despite the fact I couldn't do the Mille Miglia Ferrari tribute, even ship it across to Monterey for Car Week, which was one of the plans, and a few other trips, I've still put about 2,500 miles on the clock, which is of course a lot less than I wanted to and really should, but you know, all things considered, at least I've managed to get it out. Now, some of you are asking, is the plan for the 360 to live here at the studio? But no, it's going to be remaining at Windrush. If you don't know about Windrush, they sort of call themselves car storage, but it's not really. It's like more like a car concierge. These guys take better care of this car than I could myself, and whilst they do have a slightly more permanent storage setup out in the Cotswolds, which they just expanded and is huge now, and you can put your car there if you want it to be there a little bit more long term, but the London setup is definitely just, yeah, a car park with incredible people who just, yeah, obsess over the car really more than I do. And the thing about the studio is it's great, but it's not massive. As you can see, 3 cars in here today. It's a bit of a tight fit. And also cars are always coming and going. I mean, you know, these cars are going to be off going to film. I get press cars delivered. I want to move cars around to film. It gets dusty, it gets dirty. Outside is busy. And so I don't want to risk the 360 kind of being in danger of either getting hit by a loose tripod or falling dirt, or if I have to move it outside because I want to film something in here, someone scraping down the side of it. So I know if I leave it at Windrush, it's always meticulously well looked after. It's safe, it's secure, and when I want to go and drive it and have fun in it, it's just ready to go. I don't have to worry or fuss or be concerned. So yes, it's going to stay at Windrush. Obviously, it will feature here every now and again, but really I want to get out next year as soon as I can and go on some adventures, even if that's around the UK. I think the aim next year is at a minimum of 10,000 miles on the 360. It's actually going for its annual service tomorrow, so there'll be an update video just before the end of the year with AV Engineering talking about what they've done for the car, even though it's done such few miles this year, and also some work we've done to the brakes. So yes, more on this car coming soon. Now, considering I filmed the reveal video of my 911 40th anniversary just the other day, I don't have much more to tell you about this car than was in that video. So if you haven't seen it yet, go back, check it out. But this car is going off to a specialist tomorrow to get all the work that the pre-purchase inspection, the PPI, highlighted done. It's like a huge overhaul service, because whilst this is a solid and sound car, I did hint towards it in the reveal video, 996s do have a tendency to go wrong in a few areas. And yeah, there's some stuff on this car that needs some attention. Actually, well, the list is quite long. I'm really hoping not all the work actually needs to get done. I'm a tiny bit nervous if you can't tell, but yes, full detailed video of that kind of overhaul of this car coming, and then hopefully once that's done, I can then finally film a first drive video in my 911 40th anniversary. Fingers crossed, both of those videos can happen before the end of the year. One thing which has changed with the 911 since I revealed it, which I totally forgot to mention, is the number plate. It's now X40 STG, hinting towards the fact it is a 911 40th anniversary, and then STG seen through glass. I've also changed the Abarth plate to X500 STG, because at its core this is a Fiat 500, and the plates are kind of similar. I had a limited budget, but I'm quite happy with the place that I found. But now let's move on to the final car in the studio today, my Abarth 595 Competizione, or Project Biposto, because yes, as a reminder, the plan is to change this car, to transform this car into an OEM-esque 695 Biposto for the Series 4 generation Abarth or Fiat 500. Now a lot of planning is going on with this car behind the scenes, because when I start Project Biposto in terms of content, I kind of want to know exactly what my next steps are going to be. And I have to say a huge thanks to all the companies out there who've reached out with sort of advice, tips, parts, well, things that I can do with this car to transform it. And I have to say, big shout to MS Racing, who have sent me the rear seat delete kit for the car. The sort of first stage in transforming this thing into a Biposto is to get rid of those rear seats and remove some of the weight. So yes, I will be doing a video about me trying to do this myself. Apparently it's quite straightforward. Some other big cosmetic sort of aesthetic changes are in the pipeline, which I'm really excited about. But of course, the main focus needs to be on tuning and suspension, of which, as I say, I'm just speaking to so many different companies trying to get so much advice. So yeah, Project Biposto, that series coming soon. I do hope to at least do 1 or maybe 2 videos before the end of the year. Definitely, as I say, rear seat delete. But then I think Project Biposto itself will really kick off in the new year, in the sort of deepest, darkest winter, January, February, March, so that hopefully by springtime, if we're allowed to do so, the track tour can begin. And so lastly, in terms of cars, the X3 M40i. This car is very much the workhorse of the gang or the garage. I mean, it's really more Twiggy's car than my car. She lives in here. And I use this thing for, well, all the occasions where I don't really want to be in a sports car. It's just the everyday whip. It's the family wagon. I go to the supermarket or off to IKEA or the longer journeys as and when I could. It's just so comfortable. It's a great cruiser. I very rarely use the sporty side of this car. I probably could have got away with having a smaller engine, but I like the big roar that I get when this thing starts up and the overall looks and feel. I still love the infotainment system, and yeah, it's just a really nice place to spend a lot of time, and I do feel like I've spent a lot of time in it. I think, well, yeah, 11,000 miles on the clock now, and considering we haven't really been allowed to go anywhere, I think that's pretty good going. So yeah, X3 still here, stable horse. Let's see how long it sticks around, but for now, absolutely zero complaints. So let's head back to the studio so I can update you on the area you've seen so far. Big shout out to South Sea Interiors, who got in touch actually off the back of my previous studio reveal video and really helped kind of conceptualize that space, because, you know, I didn't have lots of money to play with. I didn't want to go overboard with what I was doing. They're just small, simple touches, which kind of kept the overall look and feel, but brought the whole thing together and made it easier and better to film in. Now, for me personally, the kind of biggest and most impressive transformation in here actually came when the guys painted these shelves black. Originally, it was just exposed wood, but lots of different woods, and it looked really cheap and nasty and kind of temporary, and they've just been transformed by painting them into this different color. So I love those. And actually, the columns in the middle of the studio as well have gone a very dark gray, not black like the shelves, but it just kind of ties the whole room together to be a much more coherent, cohesive space. Also, the floor. This is a new epoxy resin layer of floor. We are having some small issues. It's coming away in some areas around kind of tires and things like that, but that's because it's an exceptionally damp area around here, and damp and epoxy resin, well, they just don't mix. So yeah, we're working on some fixes for that, but in general, I think it's just enhanced the look of the space in comparison to the old floor. Some slightly new lighting. You may be able to see these single strips, enhanced sort of daylight type lighting, and then also running along the top of the shelf there, we also have some LED uplighters. And then you can see here these kind of display cabinets, which I mentioned when I first moved in. The guys at South Sea were geniuses to come up with this kind of grated front to kind of make them, you know, stand out more as display cabinets. So again, I kind of want to get some lights in there to kind of, you know, spotlight or enhance whatever's inside at the moment. I've got things like helmets and F1 merch. This kind of a lot more of a display wall over here. Ignore the junk in the corner. Got some sort of pictures and some memorabilia, and that's kind of the aim with this side, because I'm often filming in this direction. Kind of want cool stuff on this wall. Of course, we can't not mention the huge seen-through glass sign at the back. That was actually a birthday present from my mum. So yeah, go on mum, she absolutely smashed that sign. Now, if you haven't been watching the podcast, this is actually where we've been doing it for season 4. Can you believe it? Season 4 of Behind the Glass, hence the kind of additional soundproofing. Now, these are very cheap, just off Amazon, but do an amazing job, and eventually they will be spread all over the ceiling in here, because you can probably tell there's still a little bit of an echo, but when we do the podcast, we utilize these and this huge sound deadening curtain, which I'll have you know, I installed myself. Quite impressed there that I managed to do that. That comes across, helps again with a bit of sound deadening. So still some way to go, but it's actually a really good place to do the podcast. If I come over here, you can kind of get an idea of, what the backdrop is as we're recording those. And then on this side, not only do I want to display elements like this amazing 2019 Pirelli calendar, and of course, that's the luggage set from the 9/11 40th anniversary, but some more sort of useful bits and bobs. At the end, Motec sent me some sort of parts and components from cars. I've got some G-Technic cleaning gear, all the sort of Project Preposto stuff, I imagine, around in this area, so sort of more functional kit down here. But apart from that, this space is kind of how I want it to be. As I say, apart from a bit more additional soundproofing and to fix the issues that we're having with the floor, there you go, some of the issues that we're having with the floor, in general, I'm really happy with how this downstairs area has turned out. And I just realized I kind of gave away the big reveal, because I said this downstairs area. And yes, the thing that I hadn't really mentioned about this place yet is there's an upstairs. And it's even bigger. Yeah. It's huge. Listen to that echo. It sounds like I'm in the Royal Albert Hall. It's massive. So yes, welcome to upstairs at STG HQ, and it's overwhelming up here, I'll be honest, but if downstairs is kind of the car filming production area, this is much more the brains behind the operation. This is, as you can see, my office, my editing suite, but I kind of want this to also be a functional area. I really want to get a racing sim up here. I want to have a kind of coffee lounge area, but I also want to be able to host events, maybe do live podcast recordings where an audience can sit over there, and Tony and I can be doing the podcast from here, maybe seminars, maybe tutorials. I also want to sort of bring other people in that we can kind of bounce ideas off, make this a filming space for lots of other people. If you've got anything lying around at home that you don't want, you want to get rid of, you think might work, drop me a note, let me know. I would love to fill this stuff with amazing old posters and signage and memorabilia. Just make it a really cool place that we can all hang out once COVID has buggered off and we're allowed to hang out again. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update, appreciated the update. I'm so excited for next year. I mean, I think I said that for 2020 and look how it turned out. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful for next year. Lots of plans in place by the 911, the 360 out on the road, Project Preposto downstairs being worked on, and hopefully some track days, some more vlogs in and around here, some more stuff going on in and around the studio, and a few other things which haven't been announced yet. So yes, give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and make sure you stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.